The people who can hurt us the most are the people who loves us the most. The people we don't care about will never be able to hurt us. Sometimes we take our loved ones for granted simply because we thought we know them inside out. We think that what we are doing is simply what they need, what's best for them. We think we are doing what we are doing because we love them. But in the end, we end up harming their freedom and with this, their creativity. You think that as a young person, this is just for your parents. Now, I wrote this now because this is for your future self. Remember, don't do the same to your children or your younger relatives or siblings. Don't do the same to your students and mentees. Show them the path, but let them walk the path. Let them do their own push-ups. Don't plan for them, don't pressure them. Tell them you want them to succeed in life, but give them space. Give them enough support and time to realize their full potential. I know there is a trade-off somewhere, and there's always the golden mean. I always believe that if you love them enough, the golden mean will show itself. Day 40, 100 meaningful days. Lesson number 2. If you tighten the string too much, it will break. If loosely, it will not play. Hold on to your dream as you would an expensive glass, not too tightly nor loosely. Keep the middle way. It was reached as a conclusion by Aristotle. It was the nirvana moment of Siddhartha. Keep everything in balance as work and play, the yin and the yang. Keep the middle way. Hence, do not attempt to save the world, nor even one person. The path is laid down for all to see. It is up for them to know the path and walk the path. There is no other way. Avoid too much familiarity with people. Keep the distance. With too much familiarity is suffering and pain. Maintain the middle way. Love everybody with all your heart, but do not love to the point of selfishness. Love with a clear thought in your mind that everything is impermanent, that in 100 or so years, every person living now will be gone. The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves and wiser people are so full of doubts. Bertrand Russell. The best scenario would be that fools and fanatics end up doubting themselves and wiser people to be more certain of themselves, but we are stuck with the opposite. Is that correct? I'm doubtful also. Lesson 1. The final lesson is the first lesson. Compassion. Compassion for everybody. Much more to the person or persons whom you cannot stand. Deep in Buddhism, you must even train to be compassionate towards animals and plants, which for some seem lesser in value. Let us practice compassion. Always be on the perspective of impermanence.
on the perspective of the great universe. We are meaningless. Our hurt is meaningless. Let us not retaliate. Oh, how beautiful it is to be able to correct without anger, to love without dissimulation, to edify without ostentation, to obey without hesitation. From the prayer of St. Thomas Aquinas. To be able to see the beauty in things that the world calls ugly, to rejoice even in sickness, knowing that everything is impermanent, that everything has a purpose and meaning in this world, that every part, every drop of rain, every meaningless smile or act of kindness and hatred, I suppose, flow back to all of us in manifold. Hence, spread the love, spread your compassion, and it will flow back to you. Do not wish for the reward, for it will not come. Wish rather that your love overflow to the person you find hateful, that she may also be filled with compassion. I wish you all the happiest life. Be meaningful. Do not vex others. Rather, spread only the positive things in the world. Speak no ill of anybody, especially when she or he is absent. Speak only if it will improve on the silence or peace of your heart. Else, completely be silent. May you awaken your soul and embrace enlightenment. Counterpoint. Develop that balance, that equilibrium, that no matter what comes to you, praise or insult, your mind is not affected. No pride nor anger shall sway a person whose eyes are fixed in eternity, who is awake to the reality that praises or insults, they are impermanent, like smoke rising from the ashes. Vanity of vanities. Finally, why is it that people pursue glories, fame, approval of people? In the books of Aristotle, Plato, Augustine, even in the analysis of Thomas Aquinas in Summa Contra Gentiles and Summa Theologica, he mentioned about the proper end of man as man, and why it is useless or it is not in the proper interest of humans to pursue glory, fame, or approval of the public or people, even material things. And you really don't need a lot of explanation there. We can just point towards impermanence. All these things wither away. All these things don't last very long. You can just cite any actor or actress that are famous for some time, and then after a couple of years or a couple of decades, after his or her lifetime is over, fame just withers away. And even if you are famous, you are not always famous or completely approved by everybody. Everybody. That's why it's so useless and futile to win the approval of people. Even even if you pursue material things because of its impermanence, because it will one day go away, because you are not going to be filled by it, just like food or sex or any pleasures of the flesh, they all just wither away. And in those books of old, what is considered to be the proper end or purpose of man is knowledge, because that is belonging to the highest faculty of man as man, which is thinking faculty or intellective faculty. And that is why in the catechism we are said, what is the end of man or the purpose of man is to know, love, and serve God, because that is the highest faculty of man. But that is, so theological and so up there that a lot of people don't understand it or don't even accept it. What is there to know? If I continue on knowing, even the writer of Ecclesiastes, who's supposed to be Solomon, said that, when you know a lot of things, it's vanity of vanities. With more knowledge comes more responsibility, and it's really pain in yourself. It's more responsibility. You cannot think, you cannot rest soundly at night. Compare yourself to a person who's always working. By the time you reach home, he's so tired, and he would just sleep and say, have a wonderful sleep, and tomorrow he goes back to work again, right? So compare that and see for yourself who is more happy. So really, if you look at it, in the end, even knowledge is not, earthly knowledge. We will not talk about religious knowledge or mystical knowledge or theological kinds of wisdom and all that. But even knowledge, earthly per se, doesn't really add anything of value to you, because in the end you will die. But Buddhism, and of course Christianity too, it's really the summation of all the commandments, as Jesus said. But Buddhism said that the only permanent thing, or the only permanent stuff that you can pursue, is compassion, love. Saint Paul said, these three remains: faith, hope, and charity or love. And of these three things,